So you're the last.
Yep, I'm number 7.
You're number 7. And you decided it was your time, huh?
Yep, they broke me down. Well, you know, I figured if I go in, you know, they're bound to give us our own ship, you know.
Right.
I grew up in Herman, Missouri. Very small town, population of about 2,500 people. I think that always had that special place as, you know, being some of my first memories. I have 6 siblings who have all served in the Navy. 2 older brothers, Austin and Logan. 4 sisters, Jessica, Alyssa, Michaela, and Nina. We don't really have a military family background at all, so to see all of them decide to take the same route, it's cool to watch. My parents own Village Market in Herman, Missouri. My dad, you know, started the store from scratch, and very quickly we became one of the prominent families in town.
That's it.
They always say, it doesn't matter what you decide to do, just put 110% effort into it. I could tell how proud my parents were, you know, of the rest of the kids. And I think at the end of the day, they just want to see them, you know, be happy and live a fulfilled life.
But I did get out of the house.
By the time I got to the end of high school, you know, most of my siblings had already gone in and enlisted. I never really felt any sort of pressure from them to go in. But seeing the wonders it did for them, seeing how much they loved it, and seeing how successful they are now because of the Navy, it's encouraging, you know, it kind of makes you aspire for more.
You're only eligible for that program if you are enlisted.
I did really love Herman growing up here and could definitely see myself staying, but another part of me, you know, was very curious. There was always something I was trying to explore, and that definitely made me wonder, you know, what else there was out there. My siblings might have been more gung-ho about getting out of Herman, but it wasn't necessarily the same for me. I kept playing the game of what if. Well, what if I'd go into the service? You start listing these reasons why you shouldn't, and then it becomes a lot to sort out.
It's a challenge, but it's a good challenge too, you know, and you're going in it and you're just trying to figure it out, but so is everyone else.
The new school, man, like, it's gonna be tough. The bad days, you know, they're gonna come, but you know, the good days are gonna override them.
You know, I think more than any of the other kids, I really loved it growing up here. You know, I love the small town. I love, you know, all the activities, being outdoors, and I am gonna miss the hell out of the town and all of you guys.
Small town is good living, but you gotta go test the waters elsewhere, and I think someday you'll work your way back, you know.
My siblings have warned me that nuclear school is probably going to be one of the hardest things I'll ever do in my life. But if my other siblings can do it, I can do it.
Some people choose this path, some people choose this path, but out here's the winner. Willing to do what other people won't do is what separates you from everybody.
Your hair's gone long.
Yeah, I've been letting it get a little bit away from me.
And we are taking off your beard, right?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Unless you think the Navy will let me keep it.
I don't think that. Well, we're gonna miss you around here. You make sure when you're back home, you come see us.
Oh, you know I won't skip a beat. Take it easy, Brandon. I seen you, bud. I'll take the memories that I have of my childhood and, you know, my memories of Herman to my deathbed. But there's more out there to see and experience, and I don't want to be excluded from that. Being scared and excitement kind of go hand in hand. You know, you're going into the unknown, but I'm ready to see how my story unfolds. My name is Colton Hubbard, and I'm a future sailor in the United States Navy.
It is an adrenaline rush being on the flight deck. You're constantly making sure a bird gets shut down, or we're starting it up, or launching it now. I loved the job for what I was doing, but I knew that this was not my forever job. I felt like I needed just a new outlook on life. I've always wanted people to come to me for help, whether it be in mental health, behavioral health, you know, and things of that nature. I didn't really know in the Navy that you could do that because I didn't know this job existed. When I got to Spain, I had to kind of question myself, why am I here? Am I up for the job? Am I going to actually be an asset to this team?
I'm a little bit scared, I won't lie. I'm actually a little bit scared. I mean, think about it. Think of like you went from ordnance and then you went to go work with all these like chapel people, right? It's gonna be a very big difference.
Yeah, definitely.
I never really grew up religious, but I always wanted to learn about religion. Being able to do this job, I get to get out of my comfort zone, see that, embrace it, understand it, and indulge in it. A lot of people always ask me, don't you feel like you shot yourself in the foot working in the religious ministries? Their views and your lifestyle don't match up. I'm not going to change who I am because that doesn't logically make any sense to me.
I was gonna say, can I be in that meeting? Because I would like to ask about the VBS supply.
But as soon as they got to know my work ethic, they got to know who I was as a person, they were like, we don't really care. You do you. It may not match up with our belief system, but we can't judge you on that. You are a part of this team, and you're a big asset to this team. And that's what the Navy is all about, is just having this mass amount of diversity and like sticking it in one area and just making an awesome product out of it. As a religious program specialist, I set up for all the services, help any of the lay leaders where they need any items, like ecclesiastical items. But our primary job is to serve the sailor. It doesn't matter if you're Muslim, you're Jewish, you're Hindu, you're Orthodox, you're Protestant, religious, not religious. We want to help you.
If you feel that you're kind of like stuck, like this is always an option.
I get to be the listening ear for people. If I see someone that looks down, you know, I always like to slowly ease into the conversation of like, hey, are you all right? Is there, you know, something that you need help on?
You're trying to do well, but you can't like really have the kind of impact you think you'd want to have.
Sometimes people just want to be heard. People come to me and call me at 2 o'clock in the morning because they have an issue and they don't know who they can turn to and they just need to talk to somebody. That for me tells me I have a purpose here. And that the Navy has given me a bigger purpose that maybe I don't understand yet. But I think we can solve so many conflicts if we open up and listen to what people have to say. He called me at 2 o'clock in the morning and he was like, hey, can you come over to my house? And I said, yeah, just give me a minute, you know, I'm getting ready. I get to his house, someone was like, hey, we need to go to the hospital. And, you know, he starts breaking down and crying. And I told him, I was like, look, the fact that you called me is a very big deal. You should be very proud of yourself. And the fact that you allowed me to take you to the hospital.
In that moment of panic, somebody who was going to end his life thought, there is someone I know who cares. There is someone I know I can call, and that person will be able to listen to me and be there with me. So believe it or not, you saved a life just because this person knew that you cared. But you never thought that.
I was gonna say, I didn't really think about it that way.
But it's true. I mean, just because you were so open and so friendly, you saved a life. That's what it took. Being here in Spain, it is giving me a new insight on life and how people view religion. As soon as you get out of your own head, you get into the mindset that I want to experience the world for what it has to offer, you start to understand that everybody has a place and everybody has a reason of why they're here. When you grab a bunch of different people, whether it be religion or sexuality or race or whatever it may be, then you start to think to yourself, now I get to be able to see a world in a different way. And it's a beautiful thing. It's almost like God gives us a crayon for us to decorate the place where He puts us. How can I make this place better? How can I bring more light, more joy? Seriously, you have done it.
My name is Justin Alvarado. I'm a religious program specialist in the United States Navy.
the sheer desire to help others, to just be a part of something outside yourself. It's innate in every one of us. Once I understood this, like, my life changed. Both my parents were Air Force, so I guess you can call me an Air Force brat. Throughout my whole life, we just traveled from base to base. Man, I moved so much. It's like I'd build friendships and then those would dissolve and I'd have to rebuild new friendships. It was hard for me to find some sense of identity. Back home, I used to work for beach safety. And what that entailed was the lifeguarding for Okaloosa County's beaches and their swiftwater rescue team. I really found those roles rewarding. And when I started to look into the military and I came across the Navy and I came across rescue swimmer, I thought about those experiences and how I really liked helping people. I was like, man, this just sounds like me. This just sounds like something I could really dig into. I just took the time and the effort to applying myself to getting this role. I didn't want any ambiguity in like, hey, let's pick this guy. I knew what was needed of me, and I didn't want to just provide the minimums. I wanted to crush it.
Yeah, swim at him. Hey, swim at him. Front head hold release. There was no issues. Everything was secured. Nothing was tangled.
I couldn't wait to get in that kind of environment, to get in the helicopter and start doing search and rescue. So the motto of aviation rescue swimmers is so others may live. You're there face to face with somebody who is in need. And I got a sense of completeness from it. There might not be a constant immediate need for search and rescue. It was kind of a drag when I was like, wait, I'm not out there responding to calls every day. But as I progressed in the Navy, that motto, so others may live, started to find ways and other avenues of my life. I realized it wasn't just a job, it was a lifestyle. It was who I am.
Our goal is not to run around, pass out the food, and feel good about ourselves. We want someone to feel good about themselves out here. They're probably in the worst situation of their life.
I'm still serving that purpose, just in a different role. Yeah, no worries. God bless. Yeah, have a great night. So around 7:15, we'll start walking around and finding people. Anybody's hungry, and we still have some, we hook them up. So look out for us next Monday. Here we go. Yeah, absolutely. When you remove yourself out of the equation and it becomes more community driven, there's so much more fulfillment out of it. Helping others, this notion of selflessness, these things aren't incredibly hard, they're not. They're not lofty ideas or unattainable or scary, they're definitely doable. It's looking at others, not in a caste system, not as an inferior superiority or any kind of stereotype. That's what it really means to encompass the notion of selflessness. It can infiltrate every part of your life. My name is Jamison Ware, and I am an aviation rescue swimmer in the United States Navy.
I really appreciate what you do, because I also did my research, and I'm very happy to
Growing up, I was really lucky to be exposed to all different kinds of people and religions and different cultures. It really set me up to go places and see things that people said that I shouldn't. Language acquisition was always easy for me, and that was fueled predominantly just by my interest in the culture and my desire to learn and do well. As you learn the language, you learn the people, you learn their history. It teaches you how we are and why interactions socially are so important to the success of a civilization. There was a lot of students at my high school that were looking into going into the Navy, and it just so happened that I was introduced to the recruiter. He really made an effort to sit down with me and say, what do you want to do? What are you interested in? And the minute that I started talking about languages, he's like, let's get you in for a D-Lab. When I got my D-Lab results, it was definitely kind of a self-validation. Like, hey, not only is this something that I really enjoy, but it's something I'm good at. This is a career. At 18, right after high school graduation, I packed up all my stuff and I headed off to an amazing adventure as a CTI. When the ship is in port in Bahrain, the member is released. A CTI is a cryptologic technician interpretive, and we are the Navy's linguists. We do everything that is language and culture for the Navy. Once you hop on the highway, you're going to cross over the Hid Bridge. Once you pass the Hid Bridge, you're going to pass by Hid. We provide direct support and safety measures for ships, aircraft. We also do one-on-one coordination with three-letter agencies. Take the Manama Way through Muharraq into the international airport. It's a little tricky, however, A lot of times the normal day of a CTI is sitting behind a computer. It may not appear glamorous, but what a lot of people don't see is where all that hard work goes. We provide the intelligence for all major military operations. We really steer all aspects of warfare and strategic decisions. A huge part of being a linguist or a CTI is knowing the culture, knowing the people. Being able to kind of know and read the person speaking is just as important as knowing the language itself.
It's only 300 fills for that.